utilize.
Thank you.
One of the items that we talked about was Native American housing in South Dakota and in rural areas. I'd just like, I'm not sure that you even had a chance to look at any of the materials that we had shared with you, but there was a real strong concern on the part of Native Americans in the rural areas that the current formula in which funds are being distributed by HUD was not following that which had been recommended by some senior staff, and in fact, was following an old guideline.
Yes.
And I'm not going to ask you to make commitments, but would you please look at and just agree that you'll give it fair consideration, that we find a fairer way to make sure that these folks that literally have homes that it's all they've got, and in some
Yes.
cases that might be a $5,000 valued home, that
Well-
there be a way that we get these folks the resources they need so they get a chance at housing as well.
Well, thank you for advocating for them. I mean, this is a situation that has weighed heavily on my mind as I've learned more and more about it. You know, we have a $650 million budget plus 66 million, but the Native American Housing Assistance Self-Determination Act has been sort of waiting to be re-upped for 6 years. So, I'm looking forward to the Senate, going ahead and reauthorizing that act in the very near future. And the amount of red tape on the reservations, as you know, is astonishing. I mean, on tribal lands, if you want to build a house, you have to get permission from HUD, permission from the interior. If you want to put a driveway on it, you have to get permission from the Department of Transportation. I mean, this is craziness. So we need to bring back a little bit of common sense and have the people associated with those tribes involved in that decision making.
Do you believe that there's a possibility that we could coordinate efforts on VA housing as well on reservations? This is a case where last year I found out that literally the Minneapolis region had led the nation in the number of VA loans authorized in the entire nation, and they had authorized 5. This is a system which is broken.
It is
and,
totally
and
broken.
yet VA has lots of different things they do. This is not part of HUD. Nonetheless, it seems to me that there should be a coordinated effort to provide literally getting the results for people that live in poverty today, veterans who we shouldn't be, they shouldn't be looking for a handout. What we should be doing is providing them with the service which they are entitled to. And
Yeah.
I would hope that perhaps with a fresh look, there could be some coordinated efforts to provide that service.
Well, thank you, sir. I think veterans can be a healing balm for all of us because we can all agree on that.
Also in South Dakota, we're a small state. We receive funds annually for the Community Development Block Grants, CDBGs. They're often used in low and moderate income communities in order to invest in infrastructure developments that allow for less expensive housing to be developed. As a former governor, I remember we looked forward to being able to utilize CDBGs. They were valuable. They really did extend the amount of money that we had available. Can you give me your assessment on CDBGs and a commitment that CDBGs are critical, and if any way that they could be expanded in terms of dollars going into very good projects?
Right.
Just your basic thoughts on the CDBG program.
I think, well, obviously it's one of the major programs of the Community Planning and Development Division. Very important because it gives people a great deal of flexibility. I'd be actually looking to increase the flexibility, but at the same time have a much better control of the finances. One of the reasons that the finances have not been carefully controlled and why the Inspector General has been critical, I think lies with the fact that our IT is so far behind. Our computer systems are dated, and it's much easier for people to, do things under the table. That's one of the things that I'd be looking to fix right away.
Very good. Thank you. I look forward to supporting your nomination.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.